Okay, so we thought we would start. Last time we started with a meditation on softening, and today we're going to do a little meditation on the word itself, relax, and how it might be processed in your system. That's a wonderful question, Sandy. How long is it safe to stay in a meditative state? From what we understand and what we perceive, actually, optimally, people who meditate and who, spiritual masters, for instance, who cultivate, it doesn't stop. So the meditative state is not something, it's something that we learn as a practice to meditate so that then we can embody that energy all the time of presence and stillness and silence, where we're in the flow of love and we're in the flow of consciousness. And some uh, someone, for instance, like Krishnamurti, Jiddu Krishnamurti, which is a wonderful teacher, expressed that life is meditation. So when we look at it like that, then there's a stream of consciousness that's flowing through all the time, rather than us going through task and fragmentation and division of what life is. So being in that flow, the meditative state is something that you can be in all the time. And as a result of that, you experience a different reality, a reality that is actually much more grounded, right? Sometimes people can imagine that meditation would lead to ungrounding. When we start to bring that energy into all of our energy centers, then we're grounded in that meditative state in a very present way, meaning that we're not removed from life, we're not outside of life, we're just in a meditative state in life all the time. I hope this is helpful. This is just one way to express it. Wonderful. Thank you, Don. Happy to be here. Oh, this is one of the biggest question, the question about space, within your space. So oftentimes, and we'll do that, and then you're so welcome, Santi. So we'll answer this question, and then we'll go into meditation and answer anything else after the meditation. So Joe Dispenza, for instance, uses this process of using space as a way to help people to get into, instead of being kind of bound up by our bodies and by our prior energy states, by going into this spaciousness or this pre manifestation state where we're kind of like in a womb of the infinite possibilities. By being in that state, we're able to access something that is different than our personality, our identity, our patterns, our conditioning. So when I speak about, whether it's in my talks or in meditation, when I refer to space and being in space and in the space within your space, what I'm essentially helping you do is to get into a state where you're not identified with your body, with your space, with your ego, with your identity, with the ways that you've quote unquote been in your life. So it's a way to help the analytical mind kind of get out of the way, and for you to get into a state of deep presence, stillness, and silence, where all of the creative energy can flow through, because you're liberating the past, and you're allowing yourself to, in the present moment, choose what you will embody from that spaciousness and also that emptiness. You could say that space is both empty and full. So going into the emptiness as to dissolve everything that we've imagined ourselves to be, And then finding in this emptiness whatever it is that you're resonant with, that you choose to bring into your awareness, into your consciousness, and to bring into your being, and therefore into your space, and to manifest. I hope this is a useful answer, Dawn. And if there's any follow-up questions, please do let me know. Liz from Toronto, Canada. Beautiful. Love Canada. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, Alessandrina. Dexter is my husband. So, and at the moment, Dexter is not available for those sessions. Otherwise, he would be with me doing also the Q&A. So I'm doing the Q&As and holding space for the both of us. And hopefully, he'll be able to join us in future sessions. So, relax, and the word relax, and meditating on the word relax. We're going to do that right now. So if you'll just allow yourself to be in space, meaning in your own space right now, and finding comfort being in the space that you're in, wherever you are. And being present with where you are. And finding comfort in your body, in your space right now. Connecting to your breath. With the intention of relaxing. So we're already kind of going into this relaxation just through our intention, by putting your attention, your focus, your energy on relaxation. You invite relaxation in. And there's no pressurization of that, so you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to experience your intention to relax. And maybe you have associations, prior associations with what it means to relax, what the word relax even means to you. And for some people, even hearing the word relax can be triggering, actually. Maybe they heard a parent telling them to relax, or someone telling them maybe in a commanding way, relax. And so just allowing yourself to feel for all of these associations that you may have recorded with the word relax. And dissolving any of these associations that are not helpful, any self-expectation, any judgment, any reactivity, any pain associated with it, and just remembering from a deep, deep space within you what the state of relaxation is. Even if you feel that you haven't been that relaxed in your life, well, inviting with curiosity, with playfulness, inviting relaxation, inviting, exploring relaxation in this moment. Noticing how your body responds to this word or reacts to this word, and softening into it. Noticing where you might not be relaxed, and relaxing into not being relaxed. Noticing maybe your solar plexus is not completely relaxed. Relaxing into that. Maybe your shoulders are not relaxed. Maybe your neck is not relaxed, and relaxing into the parts of your body, of your mind also. Maybe you're having thoughts that are not supporting relaxation, and you can relax into that. Maybe you have some emotions that are also surfacing in this moment as you're intending to relax. When we intend to relax and we relax, we begin to unwind what was wound up, what was bound up in the body. And so we might become aware of, sadness, anger, frustration. We might remember certain things that are on our to-do lists. We might feel restless. We might not want to relax, actually, and that's okay. Relax into not wanting to relax. And also notice how the word relax or relaxation or relaxing is also very much about being present. If we're truly present, we become relaxed. If we're not carrying anything from the past or projecting ourselves into the future, then relaxation is just there. Relaxing into the stillness, the silence, relaxing into the busyness of your thoughts if your thoughts are active right now. Relaxing into any emotions or energies that are unsettling. Playfully exploring what it means to you, to your own system, to your mind, to your body, to your emotions, to your spirit, to be in this state of relaxation and presence. And also maybe connecting to times where you've been relaxed in the past and things have flowed quite naturally as a result. Relaxing as to liberate old energies and empower yourself in the present moment to connect to what you wish to bring into your experience. Relaxing into any pain that you may feel, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Relaxing and unwinding so that you can connect to all the possibilities, all of the ways that you can create new things into your life, new relationships, or new things in your existing relationships, new ways of experiencing yourself, new ways of feeling, new ways of being when you relax. And if you'll even ask yourself, like, how may I become more relaxed? Not expecting it, not forcing it, simply exploring, asking yourself, how may I become more relaxed in my life, in this moment or in any moment? and feeling grateful for yourself, for this exploration, for this intention, this choice to relax, to be relaxed, to learn to relax in every moment. And to let the flow of energy that comes from this relaxation inspire you, guide you on a path where you can remain relaxed while actively engaged in the world, where anything and everything you do can come from this meditative state, this relaxed state, this receptive state, rather than applying force or pressure. And if you'll bring your hands to your heart for a moment, and again feeling grateful for yourself, for giving yourself this time and this space of relaxation. And gently opening your eyes. So we hope that this was helpful. We're going to catch up a little bit with the comments here. Wonderful. Liz, welcome. Everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love. So we mentioned at the beginning, we don't know if everyone was here, we mentioned we would be maybe speaking on the topic of radical forgiveness. So if there is something else that you would rather we spoke on, please feel free to ask in the comment box, and also to ask any question, anything that you are interested in. We're here for you today. We're not here to talk about anything that would not be of support to you. We're really here to offer reflections, support, nurturing energy, and so anything that serves you. Mental fitness. Yes. So Sandy, please let us know. We're happy to talk about anything. So what do you mean by mental fitness? What is your question around mental fitness? How can we help? And we can, if you'd like, clarity. Okay. So yeah, that's a wonderful topic actually. We can talk about radical forgiveness another time. And everything is connected, so that's having mental clarity, being able to be clear, helps with everything, with every area of life. And so oftentimes in the ways that we teach and we share meditations, we like to explore the two sides of a coin. You know, oftentimes there's like one side of the coin and the other side of the coin, and both help us to understand and to learn. So when it comes to mental clarity, for instance, you can look at it from two different sides. One side is, where do we not have mental clarity and why, and how to resolve that? And then what is mental clarity and how do we cultivate that? And they go hand in hand, meaning that if there are blockages, obscurations in the way that we think, in our energy state, in our emotional state, that prevent us from being clear, that's going to affect how clear we are. Because those energies, those emotions, those perspectives, those thoughts are not allowing us to be clear. So dissolving that, so cultivation and dissolution. And this is very much, and this is not based on Buddhism in any way, shape, or form, that said, in the tradition of Buddhism, there is something called dissolution and emanation. So a lot of the times people will dissolve whatever they're embodying in the present moment, as to, and that takes us back to Don, I believe it was Don's question in regards to space. So when we dissolve back into space and emptiness. And then from there, we can choose to cultivate something else. So when we dissolve all the obstacle to clarity, all of our different patterns, all of our habits of thinking, all of our habits of emotions, all of the patterns that we've inherited and been conditioned into, clarity emerges as a result of that. Because imagine if you had a glass, right, and it had already something, in it, a liquid in it, and you wanted to put something else. You would first need to remove the liquid from the glass in order to be able to put something else in it. And so, to be clear, to have clarity, we must become aware of what is not clear, what is obscured, what is basically being conditioned into us, that's not allowing us to see reality as it is, and therefore to have a path that is clear, to have the capacity to understand reality from the present moment. So this dissolution allows us to be clear, and then also practicing clarity. So what does it mean to practice clarity? Well, we can meditate on anything, on any topic, as to become clear about that topic. We can allow ourselves to, for instance, again, apologies for using Buddhism. It's just one point of reference. All traditions, all wisdom traditions can have similar reference points. And in Buddhism, for instance, there'll be a meditation, and also in Hinduism, actually, the Jnana Yoga, for instance, is all about meditating on a concept, on a word. Like we did at the beginning, we meditated on relaxation. In the same way, you can meditate on anything as to with the intention of attaining clarity. Now, if you're attached to achieving clarity or averse to not experiencing clarity, that will come in the way of your clarity, because that in itself has a certain energy, and that energy will start to model, right? Meaning to obscure your experience. So not being attached to experiencing clarity, and not being averse to experiencing lack of clarity or obscuration, as to be able to be in presence, in stillness with whatever arises in our consciousness, and to be clear about it, to understand it. And so when you release the pressure of aversions and attachments, right, like not wanting something and wanting or wanting something else than what we're experiencing, then clarity emerges by itself. And so the more you, going back to the dissolution, the more you dissolve all of the things in your mind and in your emotions and energy that are not allowing for clarity to be present, especially strong emotions, right, prevent us from being clear. If we have, again, strong attachments or strong aversions, we will have a lot of emotions flowing through us that don't allow us to be in a state of being clear, having clarity in our thoughts and in our perspectives. And so as you dissolve, right, through a process of transmutation, and then you are more and more empty, right? The glass now becomes more and more empty, and therefore there's more and more space for presence and being in presence with anything that arises. Then clarity is experienced. I hope this was helpful, and please ask any follow-up questions. Transmute by unlearning. So a couple of things around the transmutation. Transmutation is often achieved by applying a specific technique that said not necessarily for some people, just being still and present with what is, like bare bone, meditation, for instance, silence, just being present with whatever arises, with your emotions, with how you feel about your emotions, with your thoughts, with how you feel about your thoughts, with more thoughts, with, whatever energies are flowing through you. That stillness and presence and that silence that you can have, even if you're not completely silent, because there's all these energies arising and then thoughts manifesting as a result of those energies, and emotions associated with those energies. When you are still, then that's a process of transmutation. So transmutation, uh, you could say, bring, it's unlearning, right? And it brings about unlearning everything we've learned and releasing all of the old interpretations that we've made about the past. And it can be done using a technique. We have many on Insight Timer, many different techniques that we offer in our meditations that are all a process of transmutation. You could say, and I believe it's true for all of our meditations, that every single meditation we offer has a transmutation process in it, whether there's a technique or simply a presence with what is arising that allows for the transmutation of the energy, and then a redirection. So we're liberating energy through transmutation, and then we're choosing. We could just stay in emptiness and not do anything with it. And a lot of the times in our meditations, because we understand that we live in the world, we're not in a cave. Some people might be, and may have come here today that said, for most people, we live in the world. We're not meditating in a cave. And so we're interacting in the world. And so it's important to be present with what we're working through in our lifetime, and therefore to put energy there. As we liberate the old, as we liberate our frustration, our anger, our sadness, our depression, our feelings of disempowerment, of victimhood, we now have the opportunity, the choice to bring that energy and to nurture, to nourish, to support something new, something that we've been wanting to bring into presence in our life and in ourselves. And so in a lot of our meditations, that is the path that we've used. I hope, Sandy, that answers your question. Don, thank you for your question. Yes, we're originally from France, in the US for the past 24 years, in Miami mostly, that said, in Sedona the past 2 years. So right now, Sedona is our home. Wonderful. Thank you, Yvonne. Welcome. So Yvonne is saying the two sides of a coin is something that guides the way I view life. So perked up when I heard you mention that. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, if you, all the opposites, right? Sometimes also when we think in terms of opposites, it's important to know, like, for instance, pain and pleasure are the same thing. They're two sides of the same coin. So when we understand that and we neutralize, all of these opposites, all of this duality that we operate from, that brings about so much suffering, right, in ourselves and in the world, then we can be in a state of equanimity with all that is, and then be in presence. And that doesn't mean that we don't do anything, or we're not, in the world, really feeling joy and expressing love in the world. It simply means that we're not in that dualistic perspective and trying to avoid something or trying to achieve something. Those energies of attachment and aversion really are obstacle, the probably the biggest obstacle to manifestation. And when we realize that, we can soften, we can relax, and we can allow the flow of energy to just come to us as we nurture it, as we allow it, as we invite it. That said, we don't need it. We don't need it to we don't need anything to happen. We're just in this stillness and presence, and in a sense of chosen well-being and joy all the time. I hope that helps. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate so much your kindness. Such kind words. Yes, truly, Sandy. Thank you for that comment too. It's true. And oftentimes when we are happy and we cry, it's that merging and that dissolution of all of the pain that we've imagined, also that we may have felt would remain, and that we wouldn't be able to feel joy again or happy again. And so when we're feeling that happiness, we're also dissolving the sadness, we're healing, we're clearing, and becoming more present. So our really appreciating all the questions, all the comments. And I was wondering, before we go, we still have another about 20 minutes on this live. So if there are more questions, please feel free. And maybe we'll also ask you a question. And even if today we don't get to talk about radical forgiveness completely, we're going to ask you to answer that question if you choose to. What is radical forgiveness? And why is it useful? What does it mean to you when you hear that word? Why were we thinking of talking on this topic today of radical forgiveness? What is radical forgiveness? And why is it helpful? Why is it beneficial to practice it? Beautiful. So detaches. Dawn, can you clarify, or can you add information to what you mean? And Sandy, beautiful reflection. Yes, when we forgive, we are definitely holding a mirror, and we're also realizing that by forgiving, we're freeing ourselves. Anything that we don't forgive, we hold in, and we're blocking the flow of new energies. And so oftentimes when we don't forgive, we keep repeating whatever it is that we get essentially stuck on, or something that we're not able to release. It just keeps coming back and back and back in cycles, because it's actually there to help us, to teach us, to empower us. So when we come, into this space where whatever occurs, whatever we feel, whatever unfolds, whatever relationship dynamics we go into, whatever situation arises, we meet it with complete presence, and whatever has been in the past, we have completely released it and let it go. Then we are free to have a new experience. And when we're not forgiving in every moment anything that feels painful to us, any wounding that gets triggered through an interaction with someone, through a situation that arises, when we don't actually let that go, let that flow, it continues to cycle into our life, because we haven't learned, because the wound is already there. It's not so much that whatever arose created the wound, it's more that there was wounding there, and that wounding has not been completely resolved. And so it's like giving us the opportunity to revisit, to re-understand, to release, to heal, to clear, so that we can become more present. So radical forgiveness is really a process of liberating the past and choosing to do that consistently. And I'm going to see more comments here. Cynthia, radical forgiveness is coming to know that the offense never really happened. I was never a victim. I have had this experience in my life. Profound, yes. Truly, the radical forgiveness comes from this understanding that we are never a victim, and that what we imagine to have happened, and also the, not to say that the pain is not real, not to say that the wounding that we feel is not a true experience, simply that we come into space with the wounding and the pain in a very different way, in a way where we choose to transmute it instead of holding on to it. So radical forgiveness is this choice that we can make in every moment, and you sometimes we might not, meaning that the pain might be so strong and might create so many obscurations that we cannot see what is, and we cannot be in space, in presence, in stillness, silence, and love, meaning not coming out of the love that we experience in our hearts for ourselves and for others, because the intensity of the energy and the emotions was so strong that it didn't feel like it was possible for us to just let it go, to release it, to heal it. Yes, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. Absolutely. So, and Dawn, I'm going to answer also what you're saying about detaching from emotions and what's stuck, and really that is what we've been talking about. And so when we realize that whatever someone does or someone doesn't do that triggers our pain, that it's not what we imagine it to be. Like oftentimes we'll feel like, well, based upon our beliefs and what we would expect, we would feel like, well, if they loved me, they wouldn't do that. If they cared about me, they wouldn't do that. If whatever we imagine after the if to be true, then whatever we imagine to be true, all of the if this then that statements that we can have in our systems are just a recording. They're not true. And so, not to say that there is not truth to being in a state of love, of caring, of kindness, and that some people may not have the opportunity to show up in that way in your life simply because of their own wounding and their own conditioning. So when you forgive that, you free yourself from that. You free yourself from ever reacting to that again, from ever feeling wounded from that again, from ever feeling pain from a situation or an interaction or someone's words or behaviors that in the past would have been very painful. And the more you learn that, the less of those situations arise, the less of those relationships actually come into your life, and the more the people that you choose to be in relationship with that may have operated in those ways, the more they have now the capacity to also shift and change through your presence and through your forgiveness. Because when that energy is met with a clear mirror of pure love and forgiveness, it's very different than if the energy is reactive to it. When you're reacting to someone else's energy, you're feeding it. You're actually further magnifying that energy, because that energy is already unsettled, not present, wounded. And if it's met with judgment or reactivity or blame or punishment, that energy is further activated. When you choose to forgive, all the time, whenever you do, again, this is not saying that we will always do it. It depends on the wound that gets triggered. That said, when we choose to do that, we free ourselves and we free others. So it's very empowering to do that. So Dawn, you're saying detaches your emotion and what's stuck and the negative energy. Absolutely. Yes. So the forgiveness, by the way, is a transmutation process. When we when we go into a state of choosing to forgive and we're really aligned, all of our energy is like, I'm completely letting this go. I'm completely, I no longer judge it. I no longer have an aversion to it. I no longer want to punish it. I do no longer feel victimized by it. When you're doing that, you are transmuting the energy, right? Whatever energy you were holding in from that offense, right? Whatever happened that you experienced as an offense, and you're resolving it at the root. You're actually healing it and clearing it. So those are wonderful, wonderful questions, observations, reflections. Dawn, Sandy, Cynthia, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Are there more questions about anything? Another way to do this. Okay. Tell me, Don, what do you mean specifically? Another way to do what? To forgive? So, okay. So, well, being so earlier on, we talked about different transmutation techniques, and we also talked about bare bone meditation and presence, just being still and present. If you're still and present with your wound, with your pain, and we just released a meditation, we believe it was just approved by Insight Timer, so it might be on now, a healing meditation. I believe it's called alchemical, yeah, alchemical healing. I believe that's what we called it. So, and it's all about being present with pain, physical, emotional. This one specifically for the physical, that said, it applies to the emotional and mental aspects of our beings too. So when we're really present with our pain, we're transmuting. And what that means is that whatever thoughts arise around the pain that you feel, whatever emotions arise around the pain that you feel, whatever story arises around the pain that you feel, whatever just energies arise around the pain that you feel, it's just being with it. And it doesn't mean changing it. You're not trying. When you're with it, when you're present with it, you're not attempting to change anything. That said, by being present with it, that's a very different energy than the pain itself. And so the pain is whatever it is, it contains, different associations, different recorded memories that you have about what's happened to you in your life and how it happened and your relationships. And so when you are present with that pain and with all of those thoughts and all of those energies and emotions, you're actually in a state of observation and consciousness with the pain. And as a result of observing and being present with the pain and being conscious instead of being overwhelmed and kind of like in the whirlwind, right, of your emotions, because you're present with it and you're not in the whirlwind. Another way to say it is, for instance, in Chinese medicine, in Taoism, they talk about riding the dragon, right? So when you're riding the dragon, okay, the dragon is doing its thing, right? The pain is doing its thing. It's telling us, this is terrible. I hate this. I don't want to feel this. I've been hurt. I feel pain. And if you ride that dragon, the dragon at some point is just going to slow down and then just land and stop. And that roller coaster or dragon, right, of emotions and thoughts and energies is going to settle down, and you're going to come back to your center, to come back to being grounded, to being present, to being more still and silent. And then from there, whatever you choose to embody, whatever you choose to emerge in your being will be available to you, because you were present with the pain. So that's another way. And then the forgive and forget method, which is available on Insight Timer. The Oponopono mantra is wonderful for forgiveness. Those are three of the tools that we use the most for ourselves in our lives, and we found them to be very helpful. That's true, Don. We are in a time period, not to say that maybe that hasn't existed in humanity before, and we are in a time period where there is a lot of polarization, there's a lot of extremes, there's a lot of drama, and and sometimes we can become addicted to that. It can feel like we're alive. If there's drama, we're alive. If there's drama, we're in control. If there's drama, we're engaged. And if there's drama, we can feel almost like there's this energy, this intensity of energy, and we can confuse that with empowerment almost. Also, I remember once working with a client, and we were working on dissolving drama in her life. And as we were helping with that, she came up with a very vulnerable, humble, and authentic statement. And she said, "What am I going to do with my life if I don't have the drama? I'm scared. I'm afraid. I don't know what will happen without the drama of my life." And then, that was we felt that that was such a wonderful and authentic way of expressing that actually she felt that she needed the drama, and she was addicted to it, and she was afraid that she would be bored without it, instead of realizing, and of course, without having the experience, how can we know that actually there is so much more energy when we're not in drama? Drama drains us. Drama takes us off of our path. It takes us in many different directions that may not actually allow us to achieve our our deepest intentions in life. And oftentimes people say, well, why am I not manifesting? Why are my intentions not becoming reality? And a lot of the times is because our energies are being drained by the drama in our lives, by all the unresolved things that we're feeding energy to. I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your comments, your love, your donations. So greatly appreciated. Thank you, Sandy, for the donation. And we have 5 more minutes. We might run a little bit late today. If you have to go, we understand. We're going to do a meditation now to close, unless you have any more questions. Whatever you prefer. If you prefer a meditation or more questions being answered, we're here to support and serve you. So if you have a vote, if you want to put in the comments, either a question or a short meditation. Okay, so we'll do a meditation. So we're going to share with you a short meditation that is a clearing meditation that is very powerful. It comes from many different traditions. Many different traditions use the vortexing energy to clear their fields. And so that's something that you can do now, and that you can learn to do, for instance, anytime that there's negativity, or even Dawn, you were asking, like, are there other ways, that we can clear things? And that's also another way, the vortexing, right? So in your field, there's all of the energy of your thoughts, of your emotions, of the different interactions that you have in the world, of the words that you speak, of the actions that you take, of your behaviors, of your intentions. All of that is contained in your field. And there's things that are wonderful to be in your field, right? The loving, joyful, peaceful experiences, and there are other things that come from our mind, that are generated, from our patterns and our conditioning that are in our field that are not so helpful to, for them to stay around, because they attract more of it, right? If in our field there's dissatisfaction, disempowerment, victimhood, anger, resentment, sadness, depression, whatever energies, right, we may have generated through our thinking and through the way we've interpreted our experiences, that if that's in your field, if you haven't released it, if you haven't forgiven it radically, then it's going to be there and it's going to attract around it, just like a tornado. It's going to take things in and spit things out. So the vortex energy of white light that we generate, right? So we visualize, we feel into that, we embody that, we allow that to exist through our intention, through our focus, and through our commitment to ourselves. That vortexing energy in that circling clockwise is allowing us to actually clear those things and purify our field, to be able to release from our field what we no longer want to have in our life. So we can't have something new in our lives if we keep holding on to the past. If we don't forgive and we hold on to the things of the past, then that energy remains. So when we vortex it out, then it clears. Now, if we go back into the pattern, we regenerate the same thoughts, we regenerate the same emotions, the same energy, and we attract more of that. So it's about vortexing and then going back to, what do I choose to bring into my awareness? What do I choose to bring into my consciousness, and therefore my space, my time, my relationships, my abundance, my health, my reality. So we're going to do this vortexing. And in that process, if you'll just right now, just allow yourself to feel into one thing that you'd like to release from your field, something that keeps showing up in your life, that's not serving you, that's bringing you pain, discomfort, that's draining your energy, and that's not allowing you to be fully present to your potential and to all that you can experience in this moment in time and in the future. So if you'll close your eyes and just find comfort wherever you are right now, accepting all that you may be feeling right now, whatever you perceive as good or bad, right or wrong, any dualistic perspectives about the present moment and what you feel, and just allowing yourself to be present with it. And being present also with your intention to release something from your energy today, to free something in you, to liberate something that's been coming up, something that's been manifesting over and over again, something that might be painful or destructive or disruptive, drama producing, conflict producing, whatever that might be. And now if you'll, as you continue to relax and to breathe and to be present in your body, if you'll imagine, feel, sense a small vortex of energy beginning to grow and expand from above your head, about 6 inches above your head. And this vortex of energy is a vortex of pure white light energy that embodies pure consciousness, that is wise, discerning, loving, nurturing, healing, cleansing, purifying. And this vortex of energy is becoming stronger, larger, and now it begins to flow down and form around your head, all around your head, clearing, healing any patterns, any emotions, any thought forms, any energies that are no longer serving you, any trauma, any painful memories, anything you've recorded, just like feeling the vortex of energy clearing that space around your head and flowing down with those debris, those psychic debris, downward, and picking up more of these debris, more of the old energies, old emotions, old thought forms, traumas, dramas, moving down your neck, clearing the area around your neck and amplifying it, becoming stronger, brighter, and also collecting anything that is not of the light on its path so that it can be released, and it continues its path downward around your chest, picking up more and more of the old energies, freeing you, liberating you from the past, from those old energies of the past. Going down towards your navel, pure white light, pure vortexing energy around your navel now. Lower abdomen flowing down, grabbing anything on its path that is not the present moment, that is not supportive of your creative process, of your joyful process of life, of feeling loved and loving. And it continues its way down around your hips, clearing anything in the areas of your hips, your sacrum, your pelvis, down your legs, your knees, lower legs, feet, toes. And this beautiful, pure white light that is vortexing around you, purifying, cleansing your field, is now drawing all of the debris, all of the psychic debris, all of the pain, the drama, all of the painful memories, the traumas, thought forms, emotions, energies that are not aligned with you, that you no longer wish to experience. You're not averse to them, you're just choosing to release them, to free yourself from them. And it's flowing down into the earth and being healed, being cleared, transmuted through the earth, through the energy of the Divine Mother. All of this pain that is releasing from your field is being completely purified, cleansed, and cleared. And as you feel this process of purification, of liberation, of freedom, you are freeing yourself from your pain. You are choosing to release the old and to invite new energy into your being, pure white light flowing through your entire body, through your energy channels, through your energy centers, through your cells, through your organs, your skin, muscles, tendons, ligaments, fascia. Your whole body is filled with this pure white light. Allowing you to be in this space of infinite love, pure love, infinite possibilities where you can bring any energies into your being right now. And if you'll allow yourself to feel into what you wish to bring into your life right now, what do you bring into your field? What do you choose? What do you intend? What do you choose to cultivate right now? And if you'll receive that in your heart, that energy, that quality that you wish to embody, that you wish to experience, and if you let that energy flow into your cells, into your being, into your field, transforming you, transforming your energy in a way that is supportive, beneficial, helpful. And bringing your hands to your heart if you'll feel gratitude for this embodiment, for this experience, for this choice that you are making. And allow yourself to be one with it, with that energy, with that quality. And to realize that you can clear your energy field all the time, anytime that anything comes up. And then you can reset and ask yourself, what do I choose? And by doing so, to bring about this energy, this quality, and all of the experiences that are in resonance, in alignment with that energy or that quality, to bring it into presence, into being. And when you're ready, you can gently wave that new energy, wave that freedom from the old energy, whatever you were able to liberate today. Through this meditation, you can gently open your eyes. And allow yourself to breathe, to be in presence with yourself in this moment, and to realize that you can always reset in this way. You can come back to presence. You can come back to what you choose. That you're not a victim of the past or the pain of the past. That in every moment you have the opportunity to create something completely new. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope this meditation was helpful. And if you enjoyed what we shared today, if you enjoyed the meditations, as Sandy and Don donated, if you are able to donate to support our work and to support also the Insight Timer platform, we appreciate it very much. And we're so happy to have been here in space with you today. And we look forward to seeing you next week again, if you choose to come, next Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Much love to you all. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, Sandy. You're so welcome, and thank you for your generosity. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.